この世界の片隅で今を生きる僕らは涙を越えて光の差しそうへ僕らも信じてるこの夢や理想は目を離した隙に壊れてしまいそうだ何千何の鮮明なフラッシュタイムスローモーション空の下消し去ってしまいたいほどのリアル予測この1秒先の心奪われてさすらに傷つけられたら何かがそこから溢れて止まらないこの世界の片隅で今を生きる僕らは涙を越えて光の差しそうへ正論かいつくつく輝く答えを探してる響き合う心の音 Yes No僕らが生きてる空の下にはいつもわからないことが転がってる叫ぶようなシーンを瞬くビフェインフィードバックする絶望はいつか棒となって心を鳴らすこの世界で向かい風に抗う僕らは手にしとる気で光の中へ答えは目に見えるものばかりじゃないけど何度でも何度でも Yes No こ fly high, soar into the azure colored sky, past bloods with the tears and the pain. Spread your wings and throw it like ready, go and fly. Better fly. Take the future days in stride. Beating down a sparrow will dream of the blue of the winds. So sweet they call you. All the little flyers laughed like they knew. Far beyond the seas, ever out of reach and out of view. Don't give in, don't lose your spirit. Inhale and start to run into the cutting wind. Just hop, step, jump again. Go and fly high, soar into the azure colored sky, past bloods with the tears and the pain. Those ever-breaking wings will impale the night. So go and fight for life. Cry sometimes, bear the claws you've hidden deep inside. That dream will always remain. So to the bitter sky, so far set. Now go and fly. Better fly. Take the future days in stride.
Alrighty, righty, Roo. Let's turn us down a little. What the? I could have sworn I had. Whatever. It doesn't even matter. It truly doesn't. It's time to be objective. Objectivity. Bleach activity. Objective facts. Theme and parallel count 0. Yo, are you guys watching the final season of My Hero Academia?
No.
At some point, we'll probably listen to it. It's not going to be anytime soon.
I feel like if there's going to be substantial differences, something added, something taken away, lines changed, something that makes... Because, hindsight, now it's just like, hey, I can do some things that I couldn't do before. Because I saw some side-by-sides with some panels that he redrew.
Panels for that ass.
Panels for that ass. And, yeah, so if there's something like that, sure. But that would just be to inform more arguments as opposed to getting it for enjoyment.
Time to be objective.
Why is everybody talking about objective?
It's objectively good because it's objective analysis.
Oh, I forgot what it was called. I'm like, what?
One day, objective analysis. Let's go. It's crazy to think the year is almost over.
It flew by. Crazy. What legitimately, like...
Yeah, so... Again, YouTube changed the name, so I don't know who's who. I'm just gonna read the names as I can. What's up? Hope Gabo, Racketeering, Aries, Perona Fan, Nami the Goat, Dutch, Love One Piece, Sea Snow, Carlo, Anko, One Piece My Hero Academia Fanboy, Victory Greymon, Devil Elf, and Priscilla. Yeah, it's I don't know what really caused this surge of Bleach fans just feeling themselves.
It was, the 1,000-Year Blood War.
The 1,000-Year Blood War is a horrible arc.
Sure, but it's pretty.
Is that enough?
I mean, you don't see people posting... Is Boruto still going on?
In the manga?
The anime.
I don't know, actually.
I've not seen anything from it, but I also haven't seen, like, the Earth.
At r.ares-queen says, Clorox stands.
100%. If that new anime confidence boost, more than likely. Second video we see is the one we do first. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty is always enough? It's close to always enough.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 1,000 episodes.
100 episodes. It is no longer airing. Last episode was in 2020.
What Grand Line could have been. So we will be doing objective analysis Bleach first.
Let's get it.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, I guess they did. Boruto tells Momoshiki the prophecy.
They did what? End it?
Yeah, they got up to the time skip of 2 True Vortex, and I guess when it comes back, they're gonna start up 2 Blue Vortex.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a Shippuden thing where the original run has ended, and now we're gonna go into
So during that time, because I think 1,000-Year Blood War was either right after or during that time, you don't really see Boruto animation stuff.
Yes.
So at least it has a leg up on that. One Piece was already cooking with theirs, so they can't really be like, but they can at least be like, look, we're standing on side by side with, and having been belabored for so long.
Yes. At least
they're gonna take whatever they get.
All right. Objective analysis Bleach by RTAnime. In this video, we talk about another member of the Big Three in Bleach. Bleach has a dedicated fan base and is one of the most fun series in all of Shonen. Now today we will focus on the manga and this objective analysis. So obviously, manga spoilers up ahead. Fun is not a way I would classify Bleach.
Yeah, I don't. Outside of the Substitute Soul
At
Reaper stuff.
r.ares-queen says, is these that person that said Pain speech to Naruto is one of the most iconic in human history?
I don't
Do
remember.
you think we remember these people?
We definitely did the objective analysis
Definitely
of Naruto Forum. I just don't know if it was specifically that person. We can. I could probably search it.
You can. Yeah, the transcript. It was right over there. In the,
Oh, I did not see that.
It's
Whatever.
way too late. There's no going back.
Oh, Shippuden? That's definitely. Oh wait, no, it would be.
Best and most iconic moments.
Yep.
Iconic features in all of anime.
The cycle of pain is one of the most iconic speeches in all of anime and all of Naruto, and it's prevalent even in human history.
Yep, and human.
So yes, it is that guy.
Move over, Martin Luther King.
There's a new god in
Guys, listen,
town.
we're at the end of the stream.
Oh, I still have the DSP
Please support
emote.
the stream. At this point, I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of saying it.
I'm tired of saying it.
I should pepper in a couple of DSP ones into the usual one. Thank you for the super chat, Nami. I'll probably play your actual thing at the end of the Demon Time thing. Am I the only one who misses Astro Royale? 1 quadrillion
Didn't get a
%.
full chance to talk about it, so maybe we'll go back
Because
to it.
reasons of Astro Royale
Maybe
someday?
we'll go back.
Oh, okay, there you go. Just activating it did it. This month Corey go 135. We gotta move cars. Like we'll start the stream 20 minutes early.
I was out there.
I wasn't because I wasn't watching my phone because I was setting up for the stream. There's your Demon Time. I'm gonna go. So yeah, let's get into it.
Objective Analysis Bleach Edition. Let's get it. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about one of the members of the Big Three, of course, and Bleach. Now, today's video we're going to be focusing on the manga version of Bleach because the final arc has not been animated, and there is one chapter that has just recently been introduced that may or may not have any value in terms of some of the things that we're going to be talking about, but we'll save that for later.
Bleach had that hell one shot thing.
It went
that felt like
nowhere.
it was gonna go somewhere. That's why recent chapter don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. Future knowledge, it did not go anywhere.
You would think that they would be like, "Hey, Kubo, if you don't want to write it, that's cool. We can Boruto this and get somebody else to draw it. You write it, you script it, whatever." Just to get some more. You got the hype with the anime. You got the game coming out.
Yep.
Get that manga going.
No.
It would make sense though.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere. He's talking about it, but like, where is it?
Yeah, be about it.
Just like Bird the Witch is what's supposed to be an ongoing manga at some point after that, like 6 mini series arc, whatever, and it's nowhere.
Waiting for the anime to be done. If that's the case.
I mean, but why? Wouldn't both feed into each other? Or is he going, now that the anime is ended, you can now continue this story with the new ongoing, like the final episode, they announce it, and then it drops like next month.
But wouldn't it still be the same with, hey, now that you finished the anime, there
Anime
are 20
onlys.
chapters of manga
onlys.
that you can just breeze through and keep that hype going.
I don't think so. I think they know they're on anime onlys. What's up, man?
In the video, of course. And of course, that means manga spoilers. If you have not been caught up with Bleach, keep that in mind, of course. Now, the categories we're going to be talking about today is characters, plot, world building, themes, and art/animation. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Themes and art/animation.
What can we do with themes?
What can we do with art/animation?
Yeah, if you're focusing on the manga, why are you doing art/animation?
I don't know why, but the plot being in a closed box is really bothering me.
It's not big enough to come out of.
Yes, but at least keep the box open.
You can open it up, yeah.
So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. As always, I like to start off with art because I think it's the quickest thing to talk about. And in terms of art, when it comes down to Bleach, it is absolutely stunning, especially considering the time that Bleach came out, and being one of the older series and longer series in shonen period.
It doesn't matter that aspect of it because in JoJo man, Araki was by part 4 looking like a monster with this art.
Ippo. And just saying this one of the oldest doesn't mean anything. It's not like art has really evolved in a way.
Demon Slayer is hideous.
Yes, it's quite ugly.
Jujutsu Kaisen is hideous.
Yeah, so it's not like, other than the digital, drawing it digitally, it's not like it's been like, oh, there's a clear delineation between early 90s to 2000s to 2020s.
Like you could feel the error of when an anime came out based on just like watching 2 episodes or even a clip sometimes.
And he's going, even though based on the time, and he's not showing early Bleach stuff where it was just kind of rough looking. He's showing the 2016 stuff where it's really, really good.
With that said, it has some of the most fire designs that you will see, especially for villains.
Flame of Recca look good. Period. Not for a time period.
It just
At Nami the Goat 5719 says,
thanks, Robot Lady.
Be careful, slandering Demon Slayer triggered is lurking.
Impossible. We're blocked. Isn't that how it works?
Love Rukia hated the fact that she used her Bankai exactly one time and she got this weird dress. It seems purely as an aesthetic thing.
Yes.
Of here it is. Get your transformation, pull the cards, and Bleach Brave Souls. Peace out, because it just doesn't make sense.
Everyone has the numbers. Everyone has the nonsense because YouTube changed the way it categorizes people's username to no longer do the display name, but the actual username. And it's awful.
Very stellar art that you would enjoy.
And again, Renji's true Bankai, he gets a big cape. It's just purely aura bush.
Compared to even today's standards of shonen series, Bleach, when it comes down to its art, is absolutely amazing and deserves a 9 out of 10. Next, we're going to be focusing on the plot
and something like this. This is an objective. What is it called?
Analysis.
An objective analysis. He didn't explain why it gets a 9 instead of a 10.
Yes, he didn't criticize the art. He only praised it, and even the praise was superficial and surface level. Of it looks amazing. The transformation, the costumes, all of that stuff. It doesn't really explain why it is the harsher line work, the lack of black backgrounds, or the minimalized backgrounds, allowing the character to pop
don't
more.
Have same face, same body. There's a lot of different demons. Soul designs. Each one of the captains have a different design that's unique to them.
Anything.
9 out of 10.
Now, the starting arcs is a lot of introducing the characters, which is pretty standard for the most part, as we get introduced to some of the main cast, of course, being Ichigo, Rukia, eventually Uryu-chan, Orihime, and how they play into the story. When it comes down to it, the 2 biggest arcs and the 2 most notable arcs of Bleach ends up being the Soul Society arc and the Waco Mundo arc. And like I said, it has a very repetitive formula with the main characters trying to save one of their friends from a villain, of course. Rukia and Orihime being those 2 individuals.
But that's, I don't know if he's going to go further into it, but that's very surface level looking at it of, hey, we have to rescue another person as opposed to the wants and the needs of the individuals that's capturing them.
Why they're captured.
The larger plot going on at the time, this type of, like...
What does it mean if they get killed or captured or taken away?
What does failure mean in this instance?
And the characters become stronger as they fight the menaces, the opponents, of course, to save their friend. And
Of course they
some
become
positive-
stronger. That's gonna be a shonen thing.
But I think he's just talking about, hey, this is your typical stuff. This is the negatives. It's just the same stuff.
I don't think that the fact that they become stronger is a negative. It's just something that happens.
revealed, etc., etc. After that, the Fullbring arc is a definite change of pace, but I would say for the most part, a lot of people think it's relatively boring compared to its predecessors, and even though it has some very humanistic themes inside that arc itself, it doesn't...
Even though it has some very humanistic themes inside of that story. That is not a great sentence. What
Wouldn't
does it
the
mean
Waco
to-
Mundo also have humanistic things?
I'd say it'd have more of it with Okiura. Even Grimjow, who goes from this is a mission and it just allows me to fight to wanting to fight this very specific person, really categorizing his wants over the needs of the larger Waco Mundo. Like, there's stuff in there to talk about. Saying this is human, like, what is that even?
And also, the name Objective Analysis,
Yes.
and he brings in a lot of people who think that this is boring.
Think is a problem if you're talking about objectivity.
And a lot of people, nebulous a lot of people. Is that factoring into your further rankings, or is it just a factoid that means nothing?
Like, an objective poll would be yes or no on this issue. And absent of what I think about the poll, this is what the poll has said. That's objective poll. But depending on where you are in the country, depending on what's going on in the world, that poll itself may fluctuate greatly. So to even just go with this is an objective poll means very little without the sample size, the people, noting where it's from, all this other stuff.
Even something like the 6 of us in this house, if it was just something like, is it cold? And yes or no. I could have a different yes than your no, and
Yes.
for different reasons, but the temperature itself is set.
Yes.
But how we feel about that temperature-
Objectively, it is 70 degrees in this house. Is that cold?
Mark is better at explaining sometimes, but that's also not high praise because this buff is not good at explaining anything at all.
What are we getting, a positive bar arc vid? That's impossible.
They're out there. Oh, Bount arc. Oh no. No, it's one dude, and I've got it on the list.
There's no shot there's an actual...
It's like an hour.
There's no shot there's an
That
actual
is
positive.
like an hour, dude.
I actively refuse to believe there's actual positive Bount arc stuff.
And it is not synopsis, boys.
What?
I looked.
He's
This mug
deep
is
diving deep.
The Bount. I'm like, for what purpose?
Hey, if nothing else, they're doing their job.
This mug got something to say, and he gonna say it.
Good, bad, whatever, we'll find that out at some point. But they're trying their... This is just a lot of people saying 8 out of 10. I ain't get that.
Oh, boy. Watch he give the plot 8. Watch.
humanistic themes inside that arc itself. It doesn't live up to the hype compared to former arcs, although it has some decent fights and decent powers, of course.
What was the hype of the former arc? What does hype
At
mean with
r.aries-queen says,
objectivity?
Yes.
Each time updates, they allays break something. It sucked when they removed the option to see what other YouTubers are subscribed to. It was very useful to me to find other Chanels to watch.
Yes, I loved being able to go through my subscribed list and go, who do you like?
I love being able to look through other people's favorites.
Yes.
That was good. You can make them public, but a lot of people don't make them public.
Last arc, when it comes down to the huge war between Yuha, the Quincy's, and the Soul Reapers, that arc was a huge, but it was definitely a mess. Very similar to the Naruto Final War arc, it definitely seemed rushed with great
It was
moments.
But-
and a
rushed.
very-
Was it a mess because it was rushed? Because you could say that going into the arc, it wasn't rushed because there was plenty of time to do whatever you want. And they plopped down going, all right, we got all these months, and they all correlate to a letter of the alphabet. So you go, well, we got to fight all these people, and they're all gonna come in, and then they do all come in. It's just really the ending that was rushed. The last 20 chapters or so, maybe.
Yeah. But I love cats. How many filler arcs are there of Bleach? Because a lot of times with Bleach, it's let's go see what's going on in the human world, and it's this actor just kind of fumbling around.
There are longer filler arcs as well. There are like 20, 30 episode filler arcs. About 28 episodes. About Assault on Soul Society 18.
So still bound.
God. The new caption arc 22 episodes. The Zanpakuto arc 36 episodes.
What?
The Gote 13 invading army arc 26 episodes.
Never mind.
Oh my! Of the 392 episodes of Bleach, there are 163 episodes of filler for 41%, as opposed to One Piece's 94 episodes of filler. But then you also have episodes that are less than a chapter.
Yeah.
So calm down with this list. Yeah, 41% is bonkers.
And it didn't make it feel, the episodes themselves feel more briskly paced. So where was that time going? Are you sure it wasn't 20 to 8 episodes?
Big ups for that callback.
Subpar ending. And finding out Ichigo gets married to Orihime, Ruki and Renji get married, have kids, the new captains. It's a good feeling ending that a lot of Bleach fans would enjoy. So with that said, Bleach gets a 7 out of 10 for me.
But it is a superficial they would enjoy. It is Ruki as a captain. Well, how did she get to that position? How strong is she in compared to the other captains? How strong did she get in this timeline? I mean, in the time frame. Is Byakuya still a captain? They got married. Who initiated it? What happened to get them to get anything other than here it is? Because you could just open up chapter 1 of Bleach, flip to the very last chapter, and get this essentially the same amount of information. There's no information to know how they got married or what they have in common or anything about that.
Comes to its overall plot, but there are some hiccups that you can't ignore. Next is the characters of Bleach, and Bleach, just like Naruto, has some of the greatest cast of characters, period. Ichigo being someone a lot of...
Go back to that full page, Fred. That was not official. It does not look very good.
Next is the characters of Bleach.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, Ichigo's classmates, his little sisters, they're just kind of there.
9?
The shop owner and those 2 kids, they're just kind of there. Yeah, who is bro on the left? There's a lot of bros on the left. I'm gonna assume that's...
Question, how can death bring birth? How did Rukia have a child when she is dead?
We're gonna talk about that in the world building section, sir.
Are we?
But no. But I'm assuming you mean the dude doing the pose that looks like Ichigo's dad. Yeah, no. I don't think that... Come on now.
Yeah, it's Ichigo's dad because his family is all on the left. The mom with her back.
You've got a lot of heavy lifting to do to convince me that Bleach has good characters.
And Bleach just...
Well, you're sitting there looking at this chat like he's a character.
Just leave him out. Just leave. Nobody would miss him.
Like Naruto has some of the greatest cast of characters, period. Ichigo being someone a lot of people love as a cool guy who wants to protect his friends.
Cool guy.
Fairy Tail sucks. People love Natsu. The fact that people love him does not mean anything, because whatever series you're gonna find, somebody is somebody's favorite character. You have popularity polls where Deku's shoes get like 20 votes. People will find their favorite. violence. It does not mean anything that people like a character in a story. Find somebody's favorite character is nearly headless Nick in Harry Potter. It don't mean jack that people like Ichigo.
Yeah, people will legitimately, a character that appeared on screen for 4 minutes will go, this was my favorite character in the history of the world. Like, it means nothing.
I mean,
look at the
Golden Arm.
Twilight girlies. Golden Arm is yours.
Golden Arm is pure and simple money in a 20-chapter series, and he appeared in 3 or 4 of them chapters. I will never forget Golden Arm. Never.
Don't know his name.
It don't matter what his name
What
is.
was the series he was in?
Do we
At
try?
Momo 2154 says, I like the sequency hand.
I don't know what you... I'm glad that you like that.
He's strong, not someone that you can truly hate as a main character, because you get fascinated with his steadfast personality. Uryu is a bit underwhelming as a character who's supposed to be like the rival deuteragonist, but doesn't live up to the potential, but has some pretty cool moments.
He doesn't live up to the potential because, like a lot of characters in Bleach, he's not showcased a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that we don't get some downtime with some Uryu where they just get to talk. Or like when Ichigo in the Full Bring, why wasn't half the arc dedicated to Uryu and the rest of them taking out hollows?
And in terms of him being a rival, they get power cliffed so hard by Ichigo being at such a high level that if you bring somebody else up to that level, it's going to be pure and simple bullshit.
That is very underwhelming, and Orihime has great abilities, pretty much of a simp though, kind of like Hinata in that way. Ruki, on the other hand, is a very strong female lead, although if you really think about it and see the moments that she is in, it's definitely subpar compared to some of our more important characters at the end of the day.
You gotta give the characters a 4. You said something good about Ichigo, and the rest was just like, Chad Wumps. Let's all be out here.
7.5.
Orihime, she alright, but she a simp.
7.5.
Ruki is cool, but she don't do nothing. It's like, this mother gonna give it a 9.5 after all. It's gonna be villains.
Yeah. It's going to be the villains, it's going to be the captains, the people that you can look at and go, oh my god, Kenpachi, oh my god.
But these are the main people on our side that you're gonna have to sit there and watch Muff and Rukia fighting
Spice
Grim
9768
Jow getting
says,
destroyed.
Chad was one word.
One word, nothing else for Chad.
Chad sucks moving, because that is an accepted thing.
Yes, because he's one arm.
Fire character. So basically the main cast itself is not the strongest main cast of characters, but where Bleach shines is its villains and its side characters.
But you said that they have one of the greatest
Cast.
But the main cast,
Yeah, but they suck. But look at Reggie Abari. Isn't he great?
The captains of Bleach have some of the best personalities and some of the most notable characters you will see in Bleach, period. Kisuke,
Yeah, the captains of Bleach have some of the most noted personalities that you'll see in Bleach.
dude, you just went, of the 5 main characters, one of them is good, and these months are the one. I don't know nothing about Wolfman. Muff and Sick Dude is just a sick dude until he's just like, oh, actually, I'm like a clone of the Soul King or his soul or whatever, and now I'm gonna do that. Like, Muff, shut up!
Urahara is just a cool, calm woman until I was the former Kenpachi or whatever.
Or whatever.
And there can only be one at any time. So,
Urahara, the
Wait.
genius.
Is that one per east, north, south, east, west, or one overall?
in the world,
Because isn't it kind of odd that we have the last 2 strongest soul? Because that title is you are the strongest, except for the captain and the Zero Division, I guess. But you are the strongest. Whatever. You are the strongest. But it's very convenient that we hold the title in this branch.
Yes.
For 2 Kenpachi generations.
Correct. What's the problem?
It has to be there are other Kenpachis.
I don't think so.
It has, because it doesn't make sense. Do the other branches have a Zero Division?
I don't think so. Read Burn the Witch.
No.
You're good.
Yeah.
Some of the most notable characters you will see in Bleach period. Kisuke Urahara.
What do I think of the Renji Rukia ship? Terrible. Should have been.
Boat says, D-Roy is my favorite Bleach character.
Who is D-Roy? I'm gonna look up D-Roy. I'm gonna get porn. But no, it should have been Ichigo.
No, there's other Kenpachis?
Are there? So why? The title of Kenpachi is for the strongest. It doesn't say there's the strongest of the branch, though.
No.
Unless the other ones are not called Soul Reapers, and therefore you are the strongest Soul Reaper, but our Kenpachi is not
The
called.
Burn the Witch people were not Soul Reapers.
There you go. So he is the strongest Soul Reaper. So the strongest cowboy over in America, Cowboy Soul Reaper. They have
There's
their
10
own name.
Kenpachi?
Oh Jesus! That was in a book. That don't make. It's false. It didn't happen.
Hey, you just
I'm
brought
assuming
up
it's in a book. I'm not gonna say
in Cowboy Bleach
they
we
are
were
in the
talking
novel.
about.
They are in the novels. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah,
That's
come on
worthless.
now.
What is that?
Yeah, there hasn't been enough. Much like with most of the romance in Bleach, there has not been enough to tell me these 2 people are together.
Yes. Somebody asked what do we think of the Rukia and Renji ship? Horrible. They feel like, oh, we're cool, we're friends, and then he's like, no, and then he's like, no, everybody else go get her, and that's basically the end of their interaction, and then they're together.
Kenpachi is a title that is only given to the strongest Shinigami. According to Yamada? Who's Yamada? Oh, that little guy. The name Kenpachi signifies one who loves to fight, who blah 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 blah. It is an ironclad rule that there can only be one.
Queen says, Renji sucks more than Chad. At least Chad doesn't appear enough to get his ass beat as much.
But is it? I mean, if you hold, who's the better person? The person that holds 1 win and 3 losses, or the person that holds 3 wins and 13 losses? I mean, I'd rather be in the shadows going, I got y'all remember that one time? Them other muffs got me, but this dude is tripling them L's. It is an ironclad rule that there can only be 1 Kenpachi per generation, meaning that the predecessor must die for the killer to succeed the title. To inherit the title, the candidate must kill the current Kenpachi in battle. The title
It's Highlanders!
The title is generally held within the 11th division of the Gotei 13. There has been a total of 11 holders of the titles. And
Okay, that's of all time,
Yes,
not currently. Not
they list
concurrently.
only 3 of them, and it appears who is
So it only exists within this bridge.
This is a very unfortunate design for the only 3rd person Kenpachi that has been.
Oh,
That is an unfortunate design.
Oh no!
And we're gonna move on as positively as we possibly
move
can.
on positively.
So they are only in this branch.
Wait. So Unohana died and then got reincarnated again.
Why? It says that they need to kill the other one. Mm-hmm. There must have been a line in there. It's like, yeah, you hold the title, but you're not truly the title till you kill me or whatever.
Yeah.
Nieces and the sensei among senseis. Yunorichi being one of the best female characters in shonen period.
Period.
Toshiro Hitsugaya, Kenpachi Zaraki.
You're
I'm
now
just gonna name
the
people
characters.
and give them a 9. I'm gonna just name people and conclude 9.
Byakuya, Shunsui.
At Carlo Limo 2154 says, Pernida Parngas is the name. I just really like his design and interesting base lore. Wish more was done with them.
That's an interesting name. I do like the name.
Tier characters with unique
Oh,
personalities.
that it's a hand. I don't remember this person. The left arm of the Soul King. Yeah, I don't remember this person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chapter
we were confused
599. Yeah, I wonder why I don't remember that.
unique abilities and can hold their own when they're on screen. And then obviously the antagonists
They're strong. That's what you got.
are top tier, with some of the best antagonists you will see in shonen, such as Aizen, one of the transcendent antagonists period, Ukiura, one of the best written characters when it comes down to villains, Grimmjow, of course, Margon,
Grimmjow, of course. Skull Man who's just like poison. Cool guy, y'all.
is a very good antagonist as well, Yinjo, Holly Bell, and of course some of the Quinties are notable, of course, Yuhan being a pretty good villain.
Imagine just thinking naming people
Major
constitutes
analysis, honestly.
constitutes anything, really.
I'm sure
It constitutes a list.
Yeah, it certainly does.
people have his hiccups about him, and so on and so on. The characters in Bleach deserve credit, and
Dude, I said 7.5. I might have been low at this point.
that is why it gets a 9 out of 10.
Hey, a 9 out of 10. Look here. I ain't gonna lie. These main characters, womp. They suck. Chaz here. You know, that's bringing down the overall average.
I got one word for him.
But everybody else, 9 out of 10.
Hey, I set a reminder to tell me when the stream starts, but I wasn't told. This is why YouTube notifications suck. Crazy bar.
It's
So even
objectively
at
good.
this point, ringing the bell don't even do. You just gotta get lucky. Look here, listen.
Yeah, 9 is crazy to just go. They've got great characters like Hitsugaya and the Skull Guy and Holly Bell.
Next,
9 out of 10.
9, yeah. Yeah. Plot, not the best. 7 out of 10.
Main characters, not the best. But the rest of the characters,
but also the best.
Kenpachi, 9 out of 10. I mean, y'all got it.
is the world building of Bleach, and for the most part, the world focuses on 3 universes, being the
At
human world-
J-T3E2Y says, it ain't the best, but 10 out of 10.
It ain't perfect, but it's perfect.
What could you possibly say about this world building?
They go places, they see things. We are established that the hierarchy of the Quaco Mundo here is one of the 3 branches.
And the hierarchy of that branch for Soul Society.
We know that the people, when they're reincarnated, there must be a balance between living and dead souls, but it doesn't
we've
make
already
sense because
broke it. We've
it
already
doesn't
broke
make
it.
sense because it's one single branch, and then we have the whole thing of if you die in Japan, do you go into the Japanese eternity or you do reincarnated as a Japanese person? Who knows? Who cares?
And the birth rate is going up in the real world, so there's no real way to balance that
life
entirely.
expectancy is going up as well.
So
There are also fish. We never talk about the fact that animals and do they have souls or not? And if they don't,
mosquitoes,
the
bees,
billions of ants,
mice, rabbits.
So yeah, we can't talk about that because then we have to just go, okay, this is the animal divisions. Animals are worth 1/100th of a human soul. And then we have to figure out, why is a human soul more valuable than an animal soul? What about a monkey or the higher intelligent animals?
A dolphin,
That are
a
just
pig.
like pigs are like a 3-year-old intelligence. Do they constitute as 1/10 of a human, or is it cross the board 1/100? Because that doesn't seem fair that an ant and a pig are equal in terms of soul society. So there must be something over there, but we're never told about it. We're never told if animals have souls, how those souls are weighted. So I cannot say that the world building is anything other than a 0 out of 10.
Because then, why wouldn't somebody from Soul Society go into the human world and
And I
just
love
go?
Cats-CZ4ZF says, maybe the fish are genocide in mass.
Maybe. Why wouldn't somebody go, I'm going to go to the human world and breed ants. And whenever we need it, I'm just going to kill 5 million of my ants. These things that are just quick to breed and breed in mass.
Society, Hell, and Waco Mundo. I meant 4 universes. I don't know why I said 3. Now, the 3 of them has been focused on more so for the series, and one of them has been focused on in a movie and the most recent chapter of Bleach that has came out. The human world is very simple. It's just Japan for the most part. Nothing really to dive
That's
into.
not the human world. That is human world Japan.
Yes.
There are a lot of other places in the human world. And I would like to know what happens when a person from America who is in the West Branch? Or South,
East Branch.
West? East Branch. What?
Japan is the East.
Okay. Let's just say the North Branch. What happens to the person in the North Branch, and that's your jurisdiction? You were born in the North Branch. You die in the East Branch. What happens? You go back to the North Branch. You go to the East Branch, and then how do they judge you? Is there a language barrier? There's a lot of things that are not explained nor explored, and you can't just be like, "It's here. We know Japan. Look, if in Hokkaido." It's like, no, that's not enough.
They don't really.
Is the movie canon? Oh, it's not canon. It's one of those things where it is in.
Explain yourself, you baby!
I think we are way past that, past DA. But it's in that realm of it is canon because it doesn't, so long as it doesn't contradict anything.
It is quasi-canon in that it is feasible this thing occurred in this timeline. Yes. So until otherwise noted, we will take it as canon.
Because something like Film Gold, there is not a time where that can fit into the timeline. So it is just hard not canon. Gil Tazoro may exist, and it's kind of like Uta. Uta definitely exists. Shiki definitely exists.
Yes.
That adventure with Shiki in the movie did not happen. But Shiki did exist.
That. But what they do dive into more so is the Soul Society and
R.Ares-Queen says, they just take the Soul Bus to the West Branch.
Okay. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see them hopping into the Soul Bus. What is that Soul Bus run on?
There was a line of people going to be, I think, reincarnated?
Yes.
But I feel like that's not a good system.
No.
A single file line?
You know, you take a number and then you better hope, because the homeboy was living there since the World War II. He might miss reincarnation day. He chilling with his homie in the South Branch. He missed that and he got to wait another 100 centuries.
Okay. What could be happening in the human world that you want to get back so bad?
Yeah.
If you got a homie in the South Branch, you probably got a job, because there are poor towns, so there has to be commerce. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're a farmer. Maybe you just like being a farmer.
Yeah. You're a soul, so you don't get hungry or anything.
You do, because they have to steal food.
No.
Oh wait, no, they're soul
once
reapers.
your
Yes.
soul,
Yes.
you're high enough power.
Yes.
These are rank and file, nobody, nothing people who don't have wants nor needs. But it is just like, you know, sometimes you're just like, look, I ain't hungry, but I could eat some chips.
Yeah, some chips sound great.
So maybe that is what it is. Like, look, I've been here since World War II. Muff, I want a Kit Kat. They eat fish for pleasure. It is simply from a mouthfeel.
Not satiation.
Yeah,
do they even have taste buds? Who knows?
Why would you have taste buds? Why would the designer waste time?
Then can they be hurt? Because why would they feel? Why would they have the sensation of touch? If they don't have the sensation, but they have the sensation of, they have sight. So they have sight, smell, sound, but they feel, I gotta assume, but they ain't got taste.
Sure.
Sure.
contradict it.
I for sure cannot. Maybe in one of the books I can.
Yeah, there they go. That book is just like, well, actually, the animals. Like, oh,
All right, thanks,
God.
book.
Own universe with its own structure, with the captains, of course, and the structure of the Gote 13.
This is simply, again,
This
you
is
have to look
army
at this as this is simply just one of the branches. There are 3 other branches. If you say that this is good, you must recognize that 3 of them are not good because we don't know anything about them. One of them we do know something about because of Burn the Witch. So let's just say one we know almost everything about. One we know almost nothing about. And the other 2 we know literally nothing about. So if you're looking at a B, a D, and 2
Do
Fs.
single cell organisms have soups?
Yeah, French. French onion, tomato.
Souls.
I understand. I don't know.
Look,
Like, do
at a
flies?
certain point, it's got to be like, you don't exist. you are the catalyst for other things to exist. That's got to be the 1 million. You're amoeba and crap like that. It's like, man, we ain't even gonna worry about that.
7.5. He'll give it a 9. We'll see.
King, of course, and the Squad Zero, and how that works, and all the other subdivisions as well. It really
Boy,
dives
them
into
Squad
that.
Zero sure would have been really important when Eisen rocked up.
And how that works from a military perspective, more so than anything else. Now, they do talk about the Rukon district a bit.
Yeah, Nightfall. We talked about this in one of those Bleach Month episodes where if you're gonna do the historical period of your essentially region, it would have been great if the West was a Western, and that was their Soul Reapers.
Yeah,
But no.
that'd been good.
And some other subparts of the Soul Society as well, such as the nobles, of course. But
Why are they stuck in feudal Japan? Especially when you go into the recent chapter and there's this guard who has like a cell phone and has a modern sensibility.
And?
So why are they like in the noble times of the Central 46 and we must have these bands of and they're ruled by and they're farmers and crap like this. Why don't they advance? Why are they samurai? Why isn't it?
What's the need to advance?
This is such good world building, y'all.
to that much compared to the military at the end of the day. Whereas Waco Mundo is very similar. They really only dive into mostly the higher echelon hollows that live there, such as the Espada and the Arankar. Sure, there are other things in Waco Mundo you could talk about as well, such as the forests and the Hoj universe with the sand. But they really only care about, for the most part, is the big hollows, stronger hollows at the end of the day.
But if other things exist and they're not focused on, because all the show cares about is this thing, that's not good world building. Simply say it's over here, it exists, we're not going to delve into it because it doesn't matter for the story. That's not how this works to be like good world building.
Is also a place that has been talked about recently. The movie touching upon it, whether you want to include that or not, but the newest chapter of Bleach at the very least has talked about the structure of hell and how that will play into the bigger universe of Bleach going down the line. So at the very least, introducing that is something that should be talked about, and all three universes
It should definitely be talked about, but I couldn't consider it a good aspect of world building until we get deeper into it, because all we know right now is that it exists and how certain things work in it.
This is very much what we talked about with Naruto, where we understand there are other villages. And is that enough in your mind to go, that's good world building, strictly because we know about other villages? We know about hell. We know things come from it. We know there are people there. And of our knowledge.
Our universes are
The other question is, were they always samurai, or were there more native tribes until that?
Yeah, do they just
the time
advance
existed in the list.
very slowly?
A century ago, we have evidence of them still being samurai. So, what are you talking about? Every 1,000 years they advance?
Sure.
Were there... I'm going to say this as delicately as possible.
I wouldn't.
Were there Soul Reapers using spears?
Sure.
Back when the time in which there weren't iron and...
At r.ares-queen says, the movie doesn't make any sense in terms of where in the timeline it is.
Where's the dinosaurs?
Kubo is a hardcore Christian. There were never dinosaurs. No evolution. This is no.
God
they
put
didn't
us here.
exist. Yeah.
We're soul reapers. There's the soul king.
Mm-hmm.
Souls are a thing. Why can't God be?
Alternatively, South Branch. Look, South Branch is where they deal with all the animals. You could easily say that.
And the fish just swim upstream sometime to the east, west, where these things that roam from the south, that can roam.
Yep.
That's why we'll sometimes see birds
Sure.
or bats or whatever.
Sure.
South Branch is a fake jungle. It's just them.
Do they breathe oxygen?
Yes, because the humans that went there that have nothing to do with soul energy were able to survive.
Okay, so now we need to talk about plants. We need to talk about flowers. We need to talk about
We see
bees that
grass.
pollinate the flowers
That's
and the things that produce oxygen. So if there's bees pollinating, those bees must eat. So then we need to talk about what those bees eat and the things that the bees eat. What do they eat? And now Soul Society has a lot more animals that we need to deal with, not just fish swimming upstream. So it makes no sense. Is there bugs there? There has to be.
has to be. Fish are there.
Did the Ice Age happen in Bleach?
Maybe.
Look.
The structures are fine and fire and dove into very well, as you really get a feeling of what these places are.
Ooh, they're not dove into very well.
Yeah, especially
kind of
considering
get some aspect of the daily life. Not even the daily life there, but the struggle life there.
Especially when you consider, you said that there's a forest over there and we don't really talk about that. So they don't get into it.
When it comes down to it, another thing that I should mention when it comes down to the world building is the power system, because I said they are intertwined if you watch my prior videos. And the power system, Bleach, is very simple. It's nothing too complicated, as it focuses on the Soul Reapers, them transcending their swords and using their abilities relatively intelligently, but for the most part is based on who is stronger and whose abilities work best in that scenario. Kind of a cat and mouse game for
But I
most.
think that there is a lot more that you can talk about in terms of the Shikai and the Bankai and how long it takes to get a Bankai, and the fact that it really shouldn't be a big thing when you have essentially infinite time to be like, I think it's 10 years or is it 100 years to make a Bankai? I forget what it is. Doesn't matter. But you have that time. So I think that them just going, look, it takes all this time. Especially when you consider that they just go, it takes so long to get a Muff in Bankai. And then in the first arc, Ichigo gets one. And there's no like energy drain to the Bankai that we know of or see. Or maybe there is and we don't know. But you saw
10 years of training.
10 years. Yeah, that essentially means nothing. But again, you talk
like a week of training for us.
he talks about how they're manifestations of the soul. What does it mean for what is Ninja Girl's name? Tap tap and you die.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, her. What does it mean?
Soifon?
Soifon. What does it mean for Soifon to be like, I hate my Bankai because it's a big missile and I'm a ninja? What does that mean for her? What does it mean that her soul manifested this big, loud, straightforward attack when she is a sneaky person? I don't know.
But it's basically the strongest person with the strongest ability that wins at the end of the day. with Shikais and Bankais being a huge component, but for the most part, Bankais being most of the things that we care about later down the line. Now, the antagonists have different ability that makes
What
them
what does it mean that Rukia, Shikai, and Bankai are ice?
Yes.
What does that mean for her personality? How she sees herself? How her sword sees her? What does that mean for her soul? Just doesn't. It's just like, oh, it's just ice.
with the introduction of hollows, hollow abilities, and Quincy's and Quincy abilities. Now there is also Kido, and Kido also gets used some of the times in the series with some notable characters such as Rukia, Byakuya, and of course Aizen that we can't forget about as well. So when they dive into those,
they don't dive into them. They just go, this is Kido number 86. This is a chain that I could just point to you, and you are chained up now.
Here's what Kidos do, but here's how we tend to learn them. Here's 7 of them.
And a lot of the Kidos, the first time that we see them and learn about them is the first time that they're used.
And so a lot of times, it's the last time they're used.
It's just, they'll just be like, here's this Kido. And you just go, okay, that's just this Kido. So essentially, no matter what situation, somebody can have a water Kido and be like, oh, there's a fire over there, water Kido. There's nothing contradicting it. We don't know all the Kidos. So them just going, look, we have this. You can just be like, yep, they do have it. So I don't think it's very good to be like, we haven't established all the Kidos. And, you know, there's like 100 Kidos. Don't have so many. If you're going to do that, have 10 Kidos, a binding one that makes you faster, a beam, whatever. Just have them simplistic. Have us know what they do instead of just going, there's so many of them and we just going to bust them out.
Kidos are basically jutsus, man. They're like spells that they use.
Different things, it becomes pretty exciting, but for the most part we really only focus on the soul reapers.
And I love cats-CZ4ZF says, please go to the wiki and see how made Kido were shows.
Kidos are the defensive. I'm already there. Don't you worry about that. Kidos are the defensive ones and Hados are the offensive ones. It's going to be difficult to say how many they are because there's going to be filler ones in here.
Yes.
So I can't be like, there are 9 Hados. But yeah, it's just that there are a lot of them. Kidos 1, 4, 8. Number 1, number 4, number 8, number 9, and also a number 9. And then they skip to 21. So there's a bunch of Kidos that we don't know between 9 and 21 that we're never going to see. But there's in any situation, because let's look at the Hado number 54. Hado 54 is described as a flame attack, which eradicates the very existence of a target.
Why is this like you?
The practitioner fires an oblong blast of purple energy from their hand, which completely incinerates the target upon contact. That is a Hado. So if you can just bust out something that eviscerates a mother...
Eradicates.
Number 12. It's a large explosion. Let's look at the Hados. Number 63. Rising the palm, the practitioner closes their fists and calls forth a yellow energy, taking the form of a thick rope which binds the upper body of a target. It's a binding spell. You have all kinds of shields, you have barriers, all these things.
Queen says, also keep in mind, also Renji sucks at Kido, he stated himself.
I haven't seen somebody that's proficient in Kido. I would have loved the Soul Reaper that sucks at the soul reaping aspect, but is great at Kido.
Oh boy. What? So they have the Wikipedia. They have a distinction between the Kido masters and the Kido experts.
Yes. Level 5 to level 6. Big ups.
There are more Kido experts than masters.
As there should be.
The masters are the people that you would expect.
Byakuya.
Yes. Aizen.
Yep.
Shinji.
Yeah.
Who the hell is A-list?
Most of Squad Zero. Yamamoto. Unohana. These people.
Cool.
Great.
Abilities versus like a lot of the other opponents, of course. I wouldn't say the power system's too complicated, but the abilities themselves are always unique and always fire and always.
There are two people with an ice ability.
Yes, in the same realm. They're both Soul Reapers.
Maybe, and you know, I can become an ice dragon. Sure, but it's two people with ice abilities.
And let's not forget that the history of Bleach has been dove into a few times throughout the series. When it comes down to the substitute Shinigami, when it comes down to the Gote 13 in their past, it hasn't been dived into too much, and I do want more of it coming down the line, but it has been hinted at throughout the
We
series.
can't do a 9.
But hinted at, is that good enough?
That's not real.
After we talk about all the geography, history, and the power system, the world building gets an 8 out of 10. Not
8. I agree.
7.
Too low, actually.
9, 7, 9, 9, 8.
What's the
all
problem?
these are the themes of Bleach. And if we're being completely honest, the themes, when it comes down to it, is not something people remember much of when it comes down to it. Bleach is a series that you focus on the great abilities, the firefights, and the amazing designs, more so than anything else. Obviously, the great
But
characters.
it doesn't matter what you focus on; they are there,
Yes.
and the people that recognize the theme, people, they're gonna dive into that theme stuff. Your month in DBZ Imran, he's gonna be a theme person. But I'm not going into One Piece, going into whole cake. Like, yes, the theme of
Patronage?
accepting yourself,
Family?
not shouldering all of the responsibility.
You are not your family.
Akira Boat says, Keto number 2981. This Keto allows me to draw 2 cards from Y deck and add them to my hand.
2981 is very close to my pen number. And I got nervous. But yeah, you are enough. Because that also is Big Mom, where she just goes, somebody accepted me, Mother Caramel.
So find your family.
Find your family is good. Because that's what Big Mom is doing.
Sanji has his family that appears, but he found his family in the Straw Hat. Pudding's family is Big Mom, but she sees it can't
Carrot
be
should
more.
have been that family where Pedro just like, look, these months will bring about the dawn, join their crew. Carrot, this is my final will and testament. Looks to the camera with one eye. Yeah, no, like favorite arc, but I'm not a theme person, but they are there.
The themes itself focuses on Ichigo when it comes down to protecting people because of his experience with his mom, but it doesn't really transcend the series in terms of big thematic points that stick with the audience at the end of the day. Sure, some
But that's his
diehard
entire character and his entire motivation. Is that a theme?
Sure.
His motivation
Sure.
to protect because of his mother?
Is protect not a theme?
It can be.
feel that more so than anything else, but the protecting your comrade type of scenario is very common in shonen and nothing too complicated nonetheless. Now, one thing that is talked about quite a bit is the pursuit of perfection, and that is very interesting, although it's not talked about a lot.
Oh yeah, let's show this 3-minute clip real quick.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
The totality of the series compared to things such as Naruto, which has a big theme of the cycle of hatred and the cycle of pain, as that's a reoccurring theme throughout each and every arc of the story. So,
The Zabuza arc?
Yeah, the Zabuza arc. The arc that Asuma is killed in?
I guess that's a cycle of hate.
No, because he takes his
At R.TAnime
revenge and he's quite happy
says,
about it.
I'm pretty
And he
sure Luffy's
won.
ability deals with controlling temperature and Tashiro's one is just creating ice.
Sure.
I mean, if it was controlling temperature, we would see her doing fire stuff as well, wouldn't we?
To Bleach, I give it a 6 out of 10. Nonetheless, not saying there aren't themes, and being higher than the 5 is at the very least notable, but they are not the strongest point when it comes down to Bleach and when you think about Bleach at the end of the day. Now with that said, this is the final rating of Bleach. Drum roll please.
7.5.
8.25.
Bleach gets a 7.8 out of 10. Really good rating, and again, one pretty high rating compared to other series that we've talked about thus far. I know.
Icehead Gil.
That's not Icehead Gil. That's red Robin.
Red Hood Guild or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But that was 20 chapters, and they had to finish it up quickly by just going, look, it's all a story, and you can write the story, and this could be your story, and oh boy. Yeah, I don't think that's fair to be like, let's do an objective analysis of this canceled theory.
Wasn't horrible. Was that with the big muscle mommy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that one was okay.
Except for the end where they just go.
Yeah, of course, but the end is the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not fair to be like, this is an objective analysis of a thing that was canceled and a thing that's still going. Oh no, it might have
finished. It just ended not too long ago.
People are going to care about, okay, well, how does this compare to Naruto's rating? It's a bit lower than Naruto.
I feel like this is a totally not Mark thing where I will be eviscerated if I give this higher than Naruto. So the themes get a 6.
And I can't put it too much lower than Naruto because I'll get eviscerated by the Bleach people.
On my analysis, of course, Naruto was an 8 out of 10, Bleach is a 7.8 out of 10, so there's a 0.2 different at the end of the day.
Red Hood was good. Yeah, I think it rated pretty highly on Naruto.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't remember if that's why I was like, Icehead Gil, of course that you're gonna talk about that. Of course that was trash. Wow. You're really breaking the mold of talking bad about a bad series. But you know this, yeah, like Red Hood was fine for what it was.
Can surpass Naruto because the benefit of Bleach that they has going on is the manga is returning, so more story.
The manga is returning. I'm like, oh god.
Down the line, and we can discuss that when time comes. But with that said, it's a very good rating. As you know, 10 is a masterpiece, 5 is average, and 1 being trash. And 7.8 out of 10 is definitely on the higher echelon.
Death Note being a 10, no.
Death Note is not a masterpiece.
So with that said, that is my objective analysis.
Part 1 is a masterpiece.
Next will be One Piece, so stay tuned.
Even that I wouldn't give a 10.
Let me know your opinions about it in the comments.
Chainsaw Man is overrated. Really? If not for you being trash, I would add that. Could you go to the Red Hood objective analysis and just go to the number at the end?
I will most certainly do that. Oops. I did Control F.
Yeah, Death Note is not a 10.
It's good.
Yeah.
Objective.
Right there.
A 3.6 out of 10.
A 3.
That's not possible.
This is bonkers.
That's not possible.
Again, the ending, poop trash.
Yes. What can you do? What is there's no such thing as objectively. A series I believe would be a 10 out of 10 in terms of quality would be something like Slam Dunk.
Attack on Titan got a 9.
Mm.
Bliggity Black Clover. Bliggity Black Clover.
I mean, it's right here. I could
just click on it because I'm not.
Not least, of course, we're going to be talking about the art. The art
I
of
do
Black
not like
Clover.
that.
The art is pretty simple, honest as possible in judging this criteria. So with that said, stay tuned. Next Friday, we'll drop another video about another series. Not sure what it's going to be thus far. Maybe do a poll on my Twitter account.
Stop doing a number?
I should falls in line at a 7.6 out of 10, which could mean for each individual, based on what I just said, it's pretty good. It has room to grow.
Oh,
So far, it
7.6.
is a pretty good series, and I think that's a great way to explain Black Clover thus far.
All right, 7.6.
Eden Zero got a 6.
Crazy bars.
Crazy. Terrible list. I ain't adding this month to the list. He sucks.
Speaking of, The Dark Continent, What the Grand Line Could Have Been, by MyAnimeLists or IXTizzy or IXTizzy, however it's said. Check out my other socials.
Watch my
Alright, let's just get into it. This guy really...
Yeah, it's our boy.
No.
No, it's not.
When it comes to creating a vast, uncharted world filled with details and complexities, not many animes do it like One Piece. One Piece has many great...
One Piece is fairly charted. They start off by going, there are X amount of islands on the Grand Line. It's quite charted, sir.
I'm sure he just means in terms of that area that we will explore in the future.
Qualities that make it the world-renowned series that it is today. But something that the majority of fans can agree on...
I did not like the fire sound effect. The fire effect itself is fine.
You didn't like that?
is that One Piece's world building is like no other. One of the greatest reasons why One Piece is so successful is because it has some of the best, if not the best, world building in all of anime and manga. However, as of late, I have decided to catch up to another very notable series known as Hunter x Hunter. And I've realized that the world building in Hunter is right up there with the world building in One Piece.
That's crazy.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, especially when you consider, again, we don't know what the world is like. And then they just go, well, this world is just a little piece of the whole world, and there's a whole lot of stuff over there. So I don't think it's good world building to, in the last quarter of the manga, just go, it's all this over here.
An inescapable island that's inside of a video game that's actually a real video game.
The Hunter manga introduces us to what is known as the Dark Continent. Basically, it's the world beyond worlds. And it makes you realize that the world in Hunter that we've known to grow and love is a mere fraction of what is to come. If
Sure.
you pull up
but you could just say that about any manga that could just be like, this is the world. Actually, no, it's not. It's actually 1/100th of the world. Does that instantly make it good world building? Because that's just not your
Bleach went to another realm.
It's not hard to do that. It's just going, there's more stuff out there. Especially when you consider that Gon, he doesn't care about that. It's not about sailing the world or finding everything. It is simply, I need to find my dad, and my dad is going to be centralized here.
of the world of Hunter x Hunter, you will realize that the world we know so far is not even 1/10 of the world that is outside of it. And after learning more about the Dark Continent and just seeing how vast it is and getting tons of details on it, I've come to the realization.
There's no way this man is using New Blue Earthquake
Yeah, the
to
shaky.
simulate his shake.
You gotta keep the audience engaged.
No,
by
you
just
don't!
Hey, things are happening.
Use a steady cap. Stop doing pan ins, pan out, hard zooms, hard cuts.
TikTok brain, sir. TikTok.
Golly!
TikTok brain.
Vast it is and getting tons of details on it, I've come to the realization that the Dark Continent in Hunter x Hunter is everything that the Grand Line should have been in One Piece. Now, I know that may be a super hot take, but let's break down the reasons as to why I believe this to be the case. First off, let's talk about how both of these places are introduced.
Use panned in to zoom out to pan back in. It's
Movement.
oh my
There you go.
goodness!
Movement.
Believe this to be the case.
Look at this,
First
pan
off, let's
in,
talk about
zoom
how
out,
both of these
pan
places-
in. What are we doing here?
Movement.
to why I believe this to be the case. First off, let's talk about how both of these places are introduced and what they ended up achieving. The Grand Line is sold to us as viewers as being a mysterious, lawless sea with uncharted islands, unpredictable weather, and countless amounts of sea creatures that will take you out in an instant. On top of that,
lawless? Because the government is still under the reign of the government. There are uncharted places, but there is still it's still within the purview of the government. There's still gonna be commerce here. I don't think that they ever sold it as, once you get up in there, muff, it's just gonna be ooga booga, muff, and tribes people.
I think in terms of lawless, potentially because there's so many more pirates.
Rat says, Dark Continent is the definition of potential man where the mystery carries it for what it could be and not for what it is.
Yeah, because it's so widely unexplored.
Teeming with pirates that will instantly slaughter you if you're not prepared. Similarly, the Dark Continent...
But that's kind of what happened, because the Straw Hats went in unprepared, and they were basically handling everybody in the East Blue, and then they get to in Crocodile, Luffy almost dies twice, Zoro almost dies to Mr. One.
Before I left the restaurant, owner Zeph told me that some people call Grand Line a paradise. So it's also called a paradise.
Yeah, probably for pirates.
Yeah, it's called a paradise. It's called the Pirate's Graveyard. Yeah, I would have liked him to source all the stuff where he's talking about it's lawless.
The New World, I think, is noted to be the latter part of the Grand Line. So the Grand Line is basically split in two in the same way like the East Blue, the North Blue would be split.
It's portrayed to be this untamed land, filled with dangerous creatures never seen before, and among these creatures exists 5 great calamities.
It feels so much like what you wanted was the Grand Line to be darker.
Threats that are capable of wiping out the entire human race. In fact, these threats are listed to be higher dangers than anything we've ever seen before in Hunter x Hunter, including the Chimera Ants. Now, with the way these two places are introduced, they seem very similar to one another.
They really don't, because there's nothing introduced in what they're talking about in the Grand Line as this can destroy the world. It is they talk about the Shichibukai and there's 7 pirates underneath the government. It's like, well, they're underneath the government, so they're not taking over. The government isn't controlling everything because they're still pirates, so they're not taking over. So there's nothing sold to us as this can end everything. And any one of those 5 things can end the entire human race. I don't think it's fair to compare something that's just like, look, it's strong buffs over there, and there's gonna be weird ice islands and sea kings. And over here, there's this snake that if he looks at you, he destroys your entire bloodline. It's like, well, that's not... oh, that's just what we know about. As opposed to, this is an island, and they got a lot of bubbles. This is just like...
Also, an underground slave factory.
And it's like, well, all of this over here, we're in 1/10 of the world. The other 9/10 of the world, pure death. 100% death. Over here, look, the ocean rises a little bit, and we gotta use our seahorses to travel around. It's like, they're not. It's not the. It's really not the same.
Is that when the Straw Hat Pirates reach the Grand Line, we sort of realize that the Grand Line wasn't everything that it was hyped up to be, and it becomes more and more predictable as the story goes. With the Dark Continent,
they've almost died multiple times. What do you mean is not what they hyped it up to be, or it's predictable? Because they go from Laboon, so they go from the inside of a whale.
Could have ended their journey right there.
To a town that welcomes pirates, that is actually taken over by these mugs that actually kill pirates.
Could have been killed right there.
To Little Garden, a jungle place that is inhabited by 2 giants.
Could have been killed right there.
To Drum Island, Snow Island.
Less likely to be killed or seriously maimed.
To the Desert Kingdom, where they face off against one of the first warlords.
Could have been killed right there.
To Jaya, which is half of part of the sky. And then they go to the sky. And then they face off against they go to a sea town.
At Gabogmer 6571 says,
And they face the world
this is such an
government.
apples and oranges comparison. M.
Completely.
Like, what are we doing? Long range? Yeah, they go to a place where things have long limbs.
Because the trees are so long, they evolved to this month evolved to eat the long fruit from the long
And they
trees.
face an admiral who almost kills them.
But this is the stuff that we're talking about, as opposed to it's just like they're writing it down like we have not even been able to explore all of the Dark Continent. It's called the Dark Continent. We haven't even been able to explore, so we don't know all the dangers there. They never say it like, look, once you go past the Grand Line, commerce ends. There is no, don't go to sleep.
Your
Always keep
berries
one
are
eye
useless.
open. Yeah, the government don't even go there. Government got a full. That's where their headquarters are. And again, he didn't show the panels talking about it's going to be the lawless. It's going to be all this bullshit. Because you got Zeph, who's come back from there with naught but a missing leg that he did himself. Legendary pirate.
It maintains its mystique and the sheer terror behind it, and it makes us feel as if no amount of preparation will ever help you against the Dark Continent.
Yes, because there are many mysterious unknown things as opposed to
That can end humanity.
that we don't even explore, as opposed to there are really, really strong people out there and a bunch of really strong fish. That's completely different. These are people that can be reasoned with. You can go to an island that has no pirates there and no problems. You can just go up there, set your log pose, and then bounce. Anything can happen over there.
If it wasn't for Bellamy being there at that exact moment, there would be no issues in Jaya.
Now, some of you may believe
Yeah, truly dark, gritty.
Yeah.
Oh, the danger,
the mystery, the intrigue. It's like it's completely different when you're talking about this is 100% dangerous, and Zeph survived coming back over from the Grand
Dunn
Line.
Creek survived.
So it's possible to do so. We see that it's possible to do so.
that this is not-
Arlong is the former crewmate of Jinbei, who is currently in the Grand Line.
He came from the Grand Line to go to the East Blue.
It's not this, you step in there and it's just miles of lava.
But you know what it is? Cannibalism, slavery, child endangerment, child experimentation.
It's a lot of really bad things, but it doesn't have this snake that can destroy your bloodline. It's like, okay, Muff, are we ever gonna see that snake, or is it just some dude writing a book just like, there's a snake over there, don't go over there?
fair comparison, because you might say, well, we've actually seen what the Grand Line has to offer. The Straw Hats are in the Grand Line currently. However, the characters in Hunter x Hunter haven't reached the Dark Continent yet, so we don't really know what it has to offer or whether or not it will live up to the hype behind it. However, here's the thing with the Dark Continent and why it stands out in comparison to the Grand Line. You see, in the Grand Line, we've seen that if you are strong, you will survive. And not just survive, you'll survive pretty effortlessly, because by the time we reach the Dressrosa arc, the environment of the Grand Line really doesn't matter for the Straw Hats. We don't see...
Hey, they've almost died in almost every arc.
Getting to Fishman, they almost had their ship sank multiple times.
They are surviving on almost pure luck.
And this is a very good ship. So
from the world tree.
From the world tree, from a fantastic shipwright, and one of the best navigators that you can have. So they aren't going to be as in danger of a Sea King than somebody like a Buggy.
Or the dude that stowed away on their ship, whose crewmates got done up in the sea heading to Fishman Island.
See them running into unpredictable weather. We don't see them.
They did!
Yeah, on the way to Whole Cake, it was just like, oh, it's raining candy.
Same thing on the way to Punk Hazard. They ran into a bunch of sea creatures and thunder all over the place.
But Nami is such a good navigator. She goes, oh, the wind is changing.
I think there was even a quick montage of a bunch of crap that was happening weather-wise, like the snow and stuff, and then they moved past it. They went to a half ice, half flood the place.
Fighting for their lives against sea creatures. None of that.
We saw like 8 big sea creatures when they came from Fishman Island. Like this happened.
Saw it.
This legitimately happened.
We saw it. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. We seen
At
it.
Pizza Steak 4566 says, Dressrosa, so many people were
You are
incredibly strong that
fucking
they almost
lying!
trapped forever as Toys and Kids Alliance got surprise backshots from Kaido.
It's nutso.
Because the way the Grand Line was hyped up to be, it made you feel like every single day was going to be a struggle to survive, when that is not the case whatsoever.
What part of the talking about the Grand Line was going to be like that when we've seen people survive the Grand Line and thrive in the Grand Line? Vis-a-vis Zeph.
Yeah.
Mihawk is in a tiny boat just kind of moving around.
Did that boat even have a sail?
So like, if you're strong enough, you can survive the Grand Line. And the Straw Hats keep a lookout when they're on the ship at all times.
Yeah. And again, you haven't. I would have liked very much so you can showcase what they said to be like, because you're just claiming, oh, it's an unpredictable weather. Who said that it's unpredictable weather?
It
Was it
feels
somebody like Cronus who was there and went to the end of the world and came back? I don't know if they knew that at that point.
They didn't.
But
he just said he was the ship's doctor.
But was it somebody like him telling it, or was it somebody like Usopp who heard tales of it happening like that?
Even Nami, who's explaining what the Grand Line is and how it works, is it just tales from her?
So
Source, trust me, bro,
certain
legitimately.
level of strength, the Grand Line's so-called threats that we were told about in the beginning don't really matter because the characters are just way too strong for them. And this is where
They've almost died multiple times.
Yes.
I don't know how many times I have to say that. Yes, if you're coming from the north, east, south, or west blue and going into the Grand Line, and you are a person with a 50 million berry bounty and relatively strong strength for your region, you may get wiped out in the Grand Line by a crocodile. Because he is too strong for you. Mm-hmm. You may get wiped out by a Sea King because your crew has no ability to deal with that.
But let's just look at it like this. Mr. One has taken out all of the crew, save for Zoro, and he almost killed him.
excels because the term too strong does not apply to the dark content whatsoever.
So it's a completely different mindset. You got people going. I think they said something like, there were 10 explorers that went over there and only one person came back. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, you got Zeph who came back. You've got Mihawk cruising around. Don Krieg. You've got all of the red hair pirates. You've got all of the Shishibukai. You've got all of these people who are living or traveling or thriving in the Grand Line. Whereas opposed to over here, it's like, this is such uncharted territory that 10 people went, one person came back, and he said that there are 5 things out there that can destroy all of humanity. That's not the same as, look, there's going to be a lot of weird weather and some fish.
saw in a flashback Isaac Netero and Zig Zoldyck.
Pause. Isaac, exactly. The two of the strongest mobs in this universe went over there and was pissing their pants. Here, we've got a bunch of little baby pirates going, oh crap, there's going to be a whole lot of weird stuff over there. They went over there and was like, we explored 1/100th of what was over there. And I came back over here and I got to get stronger. Isaac Netero, I think they said something like, because I did some cursory glances at what was going on with that. But this is very similar like Yu Yu Hakusho, where the Chimera ants are like a B and it goes all the way to quadruple S over there. Mm-hmm. So Isaac Netero, in almost his prime, had to train super hard to get pissed on by Mirrorwim. And this is the strongest dude, and this is a B level. So you can't be like, the strongest dude went over there and pissed himself over these level C people and came back with like, there's some calamities over there.
With Toguro, where Toguro is felt to be the strongest rank of demon, and it's just like, well, no, he's just a B. There's an A and there's an S.
It's not like Kaido came back as the strongest person. It was like, Grand Line, I was getting cooked over there. The way that they're introduced is completely different. We don't have one of the top 10 in the verse going, over there is scary. We got a bunch of low-level people going, yeah, a lot of pirates think that they go over there and they get doo-dooed on.
Which we do see even on the East Blue, a bunch of pirates that think they're the hottest, like a Buggy, like a Arlong, that get doo-dooed on.
Why do people think that the Straw Hats had to train for 2 years? Because they would get bodied in the New World. Legitimately.
Because they got bodied before they even hit the New World. Island, 8 of the Grand Line, they got bodied?
Pacifistas, and they were just like, this is experimental. We seeing one of them over there, and they were struggling for that one.
All these supernovas, and they're like, oh, just run. Oh, there's Kizaru, just run.
Kizaru got serious, took out 3 of them in a second.
Of the potentially strongest Nen users in all of history went to the Dark Continent, and they realized that they were practically no match for it. Isaac Netero, in his prime, potentially the strongest character we have seen in the Hunter franchise, told us that there is...
Then, okay, you have to think of it in your mind that what is I-Man gonna do over there? What could he possibly do? Blonde dude, forgetting his name right now.
Killua Hisoka,
Kurapika. What is Kurapika gonna do over there? Run around in the corners? Because if he has to fight, it's a Resi rap.
The portrayal of these two places are nowhere the same. When you've got the strongest dude going, there's no survival over there. You've got a bunch of essentially less than 100 million bounty people going, yeah, it's pretty dangerous over there. It's pretty weird islands and uncharted territories and stuff. Nobody's talking about there is no survival. This dude is the best person that we have for authority because he's been over there and we know that he's super strong. So him going over there and going, there's no survival is different from somebody writing a book going, yeah, this island over here has it rained one day and then it snowed the next day and then it was sunshine the next day.
It'd be hilarious if the Dark Continent was a paradise and it's the road to the Dark Continent that's scary.
Or he just landed on the bad part, the Detroit of the Dark Continent.
No victory in the Dark Continent. Only survival.
And again, that is the difference between that and Zeph coming back going, yep, I survived that.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
He only has one leg because he got shipwrecked, not because of the dangers over there.
Because he was saving a kid.
He went there and came back. So it is survivable over there. Here, the strongest person is going is not survivable. How do you think that these two things are comparable when a rank and file Zeph, let's be honest, he maybe had a bounty of 120?
I was thinking like 80.
If we're being the highest of the highs, 120, he comes back just fine. And this dude, the strongest, comes back and going, don't go over there. And you're going, the portrayals are the same. They are not the same.
So in the Dark Continent, it doesn't matter how strong you are because even the strongest are powerless.
Then what is the point of going to the Dark Continent if the people that go there, that we're following, objectively cannot do anything over there? What can the story be? Just them surviving in the jungle for 120 days? Where does this go?
Yeah. They explore, they chart some stuff like, oh, this plant, it's got some good medicinal properties. And then they bounce. But the portrayal of there is no survivability versus it's very dangerous. How do you think that's the same?
Yes. It's climbing a mountain that has been climbed multiple times before that's still very dangerous, like a Mount Everest. And climbing a mountain that goes 7,000 miles into space. Where it's like, once you hit a certain threshold, you're not going to be able to go higher because that's just not what humans can do. Well, we're not going to go on that mountain.
It's the same thing.
Oh, but they're both mountains
that are difficult to climb, but this one is impossible and this one's very difficult. It's the same.
You cannot just overpower the Dark Continent the way
we don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. And showcase somebody saying that you can or cannot overpower the Grand Line. You can't showcase that. This is you cannot do this, and this is very difficult. It's not the same.
The strongest Kaido was not trying to go to war with Shanks and Big Mom teaming up.
Yeah.
He just could not if they did.
There's a balance between the Yonkos. There's a balance between the Marines.
There's a balance between the Shichibukai.
If the Yonkos go into war with each other, yes, Kaido might defeat Big Mom, but his crew is going to be so weakened that Shanks can rock up and take over that crew in the territory and kill Kaido.
Kaido cannot be king of the Grand Line. Period. The strongest that we've seen thus far cannot be the king of the Grand Line.
It's a completely different portrayal.
So to say, hey, the strongest can just rule over the Grand, that's not possible.
The portrayals, the fact that he thinks that they're anyway similar is bonkers.
It's really reductionist way of thinking in that they've both been portrayed as dangerous, but one is vastly more dangerous, and this one should have also been vastly more dangerous.
At Nami the Goat 5719 says, even IMU can't take over the
You
Grand
tried,
Line.
Robot Lady.
Barely.
Yeah, like everybody that has existed, Roger was said to have conquered it, and by conquer they mean reach a point.
But the fact that there are still uncharted islands means that he did not explore the entire world. So the king of the pirate, the strongest dude of all time, seemingly, did not chart the entire world. So again, it's not because it couldn't be. It's just that there's so many different weird things over there. You're gonna get your Candy Island next to your Fire and Ice Island, but over here it's just like, well, if you look at this plant, you're gonna explode. It's like, well, what are you gonna do?
Luffy ate a mushroom, and a bunch of mushrooms came out of his body and almost killed him. But it's not portrayed in a way that is quote-unquote as serious as the Dark Continent, where it's this dark, gritty, oh my god, don't do this. If you eat this mushroom, you'll become a mushroom man, and it'll kill you.
Overpower the Grand Line. That's not how it works. And another reason
Kaido again could not overpower the Grand Line.
why
None
I
of
love
the Marines can't. None of the Yonkos can.
Roger
Shines
couldn't.
Can't.
Rocks couldn't.
the Dark Continent so much more than the Grand Line is what it does for the characters and their journeys. You see, the Grand Line serves as a way for the Straw Hats to prove their strength and to prove that they are capable of dominating and conquering the entire sea, and Luffy becoming Pirate King. In the Dark Continent, however, there is nothing to prove. There is no
At
individual
Racketeering
crime.
Rat says, slightly out of topic, what do you guys think of the latest chapters of One Piece?
We can talk about that later. But again, the portrayals, you can do this thing as opposed to you cannot do this thing. It's not the same portrayal. You wish that it should have been more dangerous, but like you said, if that's the case, you can't survive the Dark Continent. You can't survive the Grand Line. What are you going to do? Well, you have to get strong enough to survive the Grand Line. Okay, so that goes back to your first issue of if you're strong enough, you can survive it. So either you go into the Grand Line and instantly die, or you go into the Grand Line and survive it because you're strong enough, and then it becomes a problem because this is what the original problem is, as opposed to here, you cannot survive it, point blank, period.
Why are they going to the Dark Continent?
Research and development.
And as Isaac Netero said, there is no victory, only survival. It is served as a reminder as to how insignificant the human race in Hunter actually is, and just how big and vast the world of Hunter x Hunter truly
So do you
is.
think that because you talked about the weather being outrageous, do you think that some rain would have taken out the pirates? A tornado, a sea whirlpool, when they've got the coup to burst, do you think that should have taken them out? What the state of you?
Just couldn't find it.
In your perfect world of One Piece, what does the Grand Line look like?
And in my opinion, the mystery aspect of the Dark Continent is also much better than the mystery aspect of the Grand Line. Now, this one isn't the most fair comparison because the Grand Line is much more explored than the Dark Continent, but the main mysteries I can think of for the Grand Line...
Explain yourself, you baby!
Gang decided to go to the Dark Continent for two reasons: to keep an eye on somebody and make them angry, and for fun. Netero wanted to stop his son, and while he was alive, sort of because he wanted to treat their expedition as a challenge. So he wanted to challenge them. The Empire, so they have no right to stop their expedition. The Secession War aims to find a new king for their kingdom. And the trip to the Dark Continent is the perfect sibling battlefield where they can kill. So they're going to the Dark Continent to kill each other. The plan of the Zodiacs is to sail to the Dark Continent, but they want to protect the civilians of the royal family from it. So they decided that at the beginning they would go to the false Dark Continent because ordinary people would die in the Dark Continent for a second. Like, why?
When does that rope mean anything in the One Piece title?
Don't do this. Don't do this.
are the Void Century and Laugh Tale. Now, these are by far the biggest mysteries in all of One Piece and potentially the biggest mysteries in all of anime. However, in my opinion, the Dark Continent excels because it just has much more mysteries.
Yes, because there's much more to explore.
Yes.
It's
Because we're going in with almost nothing.
and the mysteries of One Piece are set up to be answered. Void Century, Laugh Tale, all these things. The Dark Continent's mysteries are just what's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the next island, what's over there?
You
They
see a
have
big-
not been explored.
You see a big worm creature and go, yep, that's a big worm creature. You can't cut it in half and explore its innards. You can't talk about its life cycle or how it breathes or anything. It's just like, yep, there's the big worm thing. Yeah,
it is mystery box stuff. It is what's in the box as opposed to I know the box contains the contents of these two things.
And when you look at it as like the worm thing of just like, yep, there's a worm, as opposed to there is a 100-year period that the world government wants wiped out. Why do they want it wiped out? What happened
to the
during that
point
time?
where they committed a genocide against an entire island to keep them from learning about that history?
And this is a question that can be answered logically. There's a dude over there that can give us all the answers. There's all these books. There's all these stones that tell the history about these things. We will learn it. But that big worm thing will always just be a big worm thing. And if we do learn its reproduction cycles, what it eats, how it gestates, all of these things.
Unless it is some benefit to the human race, it is just knowledge of that thing.
Here it is. Now this is one of a million different species on this island, and we just simply learn about it, as opposed to all of One Piece is informed by this 100-year period of where they just wipe everything out and what it means and what happens once the world learns about it. All this stuff. I think that those are two vastly different things of just simply having the knowledge and having the who, what, where, why, when, all this stuff.
Void Sentry and Laugh Tale may be greater mysteries, but I find it much more intriguing the fact that we know little to nothing about
this is such the Mike argument of when he was talking about the Star Wars trailer and just
something to bite on.
Yeah, something to bite on. All these things that could be happening, as opposed to these things that we know will happen. That's what you're excited about. That you don't know. So everything is a new shiny key.
That big ostrich thing in the background, what does learning about that do for you? It is simply a page in a 13 or 14 page manga, and then you move on unless something happens where you just go, oh, if you eat this, you're healed internally forever or whatever. And they take that back and they learn more medicinal things and that helps Gon gets his name back. Whatever happens. If that doesn't happen, simply learning about that ostrich thing is just like, yep, that is just another thing in the dark tournament. Artificial mystery.
Dark continent.
Dark continent. That's what I said. Shut up, don't correct me. But artificial mystery is a perfect way of putting that.
Yes. It is a mystery box of infinite possibilities.
Yes. Cause y'all have never seen my room. I could be like, my room? Y'all ain't ready for seeing my room. And then it's just a room. Like, okay, but the hype, you just go, oh, the mystery, and then you get it. You just go, okay, at the end of the day, that's just a big ostrich thing. Maybe it's poison.
With One Piece's grand line, however, it's all just sort of loosely connected islands mostly. The big mysteries,
as opposed to a big continent that has just not been explored.
Question, why hasn't any sea monsters from the dark continent up the countries? Yeah,
is there like a barrier around the human thing where they're safe so that big octopus doesn't just drift over there?
It would have been good if they were just like in York New City and they just read a newspaper of just like this kaiju that came out the sea and they had to nuke whatever town over there, and it's like that's the third occurrence, something like that, of just like in the background.
These are becoming more frequent.
There's big beasts that are just out there, and it's something like that. But that is a good question of why. Now I can't answer that because I don't know the information about why, dark.
One of these days I'm gonna read the Dark Tournament. Dark Continent. That's what I said.
Are the ones we see
J-T3E2Y says.
Time out, quick.
The One Piece logo there will be in the skull wearing a straw hat with AX on it, proving the One Piece is a skull with a straw hat.
The end game. However, every little thing in the Dark Continent is a mystery, no matter how.
See, that's
terrible. That's a terrible way to look at this. Simply having the knowledge as opposed to putting all the pieces together and it making sense and just tying it to everything in the world and the government and the pirates and Joy Boy and all these things. As opposed to, yes, that is simply an ostrich thing. Wow, that's some nutritious meat.
It's a whodunit versus a what's gonna happen. What's this story about? And the story could be about anything before you read what the story is about.
It is a biology book where you just turn the page and you go, this poisonous plant, turn the page, this big tree, and a fleshed out story. And you're just like, well, in this book, I get 200 facts about 200 different species and plants and stuff. It's like, that's not a story.
I feel like artificial mystery fits really well. Also, I like how it sounds. Yes, I'm going to fit that into my vocab immediately.
But yeah, it's just...
This is literally the potential argument. Yes, he is literally talking about the potential of what could happen on the Dark Continent is far better than what we know will happen in One Piece.
Because you waste a page on that ostrich thing, and then Togashi doesn't write anything for 4 more months, and then 3 years down the line, you're just like, well, that ostrich thing hasn't come back. You just wasted time with that ostrich thing. Are you going to look back at this and just go, well, all the good things and the negative things that we've seen in the Dark Continent, like, well, we saw like 3 or 4 things that informed the world. Does that mean that it would be better, or is it just simply the fact that it is the mystery that's there?
Insignificant it is. So while the Grand Line may be iconic in its own way, it just doesn't live up to the hype that was given to us before the Straw Hats actually entered it.
I don't think you... When did you start reading One Piece? And what was your feeling of what was going to happen in the Grand Line? Because I thought it was just going to be bigger and better of things we've already seen.
Bigger numbers.
And it's essentially been that.
We expected every day in the Grand Line to be...
Who is this we?
And again, he's showing a still shot of, I don't know if it was a dream or reality. I don't know who's saying this. I don't know what they're referring to.
A battle of survival. But we quickly realized that if you're strong enough and if you have some good navigation, you're essentially cruising in the Grand Line.
They have been wrought with danger every arc and every pre-arc.
The Dark Continent, on the other hand, takes the concept of uncharted territory and elevates it.
That's part of your problem. The Grand Line has been charted.
Yes.
We just have yet to see it.
Yes, that's a big difference. This isn't uncharted lands.
It's uncharted in terms of the story.
We, as the Straw Hats and joining the Straw Hats, don't know about Fishman Island.
Elbaf is a thing that has existed with decades, centuries of history that nearly the entire world knows what Elbaf is, and now we get to see what it is.
Wano was just a mystery to even the world government, but we saw a lot dealing with Wano.
That we have never seen before, and I genuinely believe that the Dark Continent is everything that the Grand Line should have been in the series of One Piece. Anyways, let me know what you guys think.
Terrible.
Do you guys agree that the Dark Continent is...
Why did he use the red one for this one instead of the blue one? Because the red one would have been part of the fire.
Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
Just the better version of the Grand Line? Or do you think that the Grand Line is still the standard for adventures?
I was gonna say, let's look at the comments.
Let me know, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I kind of disagree. The storytelling of One Piece and Hunter x Hunter is different. The Dark Continent is designed to be a test of survival that very few people have ever heard of, and even less have gone to. It's not a stage for the story, but rather it is the story itself. The Grand Line is the opposite. Everyone has heard of it. It's the setting of One Piece that pushes pirates to become worthy enough to dominate the seas. It's famous for how difficult it is to acclimatize, and hope.
Acclimate would be the...
Yeah,
so maybe
acclimatize. I don't know. I don't know the accent of the A on that one. And those who fail either escape or die, but it is possible.
Yes.
That's why when Roger became king of the pirates, he had explored all of it. The Dark Continent hasn't become that yet. Got me thinking about the Hunter x Hunter verse in 1,000 Years, where people are really good at Nen and treat the Dark Continent like the Grand Line.
Hit that out with a thumbs up, because that's legitimately...
The Dark Continent concept has been prevalent in 8. Nope. The problem with the Grand Line when compared to the Dark Continent is that we are given a goal. With the Grand Line Laugh Tale, we have no clue what the real goal is once they get to the Dark Continent or what happens after. They are supposed to be going to the city, but they are also sailing east, so we have no clue what's going to happen. It's just a much better mystery.
It is a goal that we have in the Grand Line, as opposed to let's just see what happens.
Let's see what's out there.
So how do you compare the two things? This thing can be conquered because a dude done did it, and then as opposed to whatever is over there, the strongest dude was just like, don't.
Alrighty then.
Man. No, that's terrible. That's legitimately the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree with the Hall of Fame. Didn't even rate the first one. 6.5, 7.
What did he end up giving?
7.8.
7.8. That's good.
7207 says, Go Kit 23 times.
No! Go Kit? You've never said that, robot lady.
He has multiple times.
She's constantly said that.
It would need to be the big T to not be, or a space and then the big T. No!
Recent One Piece chapters, I would have liked the fight to be longer.
Yes.
It seemed like it was a big, epic hype up for...
roughly we're out of here.
Yeah.
Fine of what we got, should have been more. Especially for something like One Piece, where they will spend a lot of time on largely superfluous things, like people talking about what's going on in that general area.
Because this is prime Garp and almost prime Roger fighting a person that was stronger than them, amped up by Emu. And just should have been... give me one more chapter.
Yep. Glad we're heading back to Elbaf. Second time he done did this.
I feel like this is gonna be a movie.
The backstory, I can see that,
because they're going 26 episodes a year. I feel like this is gonna be it's gonna be 26 episodes, and then bam, Rock's flashback into the next 26,
or even they do a rough overview of the Rocks. Like, it's just an episode and a half, as opposed to the 4 to 5 episodes it would have been.
Nope. See the movie.
They do the Demon Slayer thing, yep, where
and then they come back with the
movie, and that's the first 6 episodes of that season.
I think not Hunter x Hunter. I think Jujutsu Kaisen was just like, if you ain't see the movie, too bad.
Yeah, but that was Jujutsu Kaisen 0, so it was a quasi prequel thing.
At J-T3E2Y says, Another One Piece theory I have is if you look at the One Piece logo, the skull has Joy Boy's straw hat, meaning Brook is Joy Boy.
What else?
I mean, Chainsaw Man is really going to show it. Because if season 2 comes and it's not the Rize arc, then it's going to be
too bad, watch the movie.
Too bad, watch the movie. Really, what are they going to do with Demon Slayer? Are they going to wait for, let's just say, the first 2 movies to come out, and then that's the next season, and then the last 2 movies to come out, and that's the last season?
They're going to do all the movies, and then they're going to do another season with everything.
That's stupid.
That's money.
Q&A? Quick Q&A? We haven't done a Q&A in a bit.
Quick.
We can do a quick Q&A for y'all.
Chainsaw Man recent movie was really good. Haven't seen it. Have no interest in seeing it.
My coworker also says it was really good. We literally just talked about the last episode of the last chapter of One Piece.
Anything else with that One Piece? I like everybody's send off of. I'm just a big mom, Mark. I'm just big mom.
Of course
Kaido.
you are.
Yeah, you go pay me back. Like, man, get that bullshit out of here. Marco's name is Marco Polo.
Why wouldn't it be?
What are you doing, Oda? Why?
Why wouldn't it be?
His name is Marco Polo. We didn't need to know that. Yeah, I like Rocks a lot. Like a lot. And I'm sad he's gone. I would have liked to see a lot more of him.
I'm starting to worry we might get a Blackbeard Luffy team up against Emu.
1,000,000% getting a Blackbeard Luffy team up against Emu.
Because this cyclical child of destiny bullshit is getting so annoying.
Domi Reversi is not good, please agree with me.
We are 1,000,000,000,000 getting.
I don't know what that is, but I will agree with you.
It's Emu turning the people into demons.
Oh, sure.
Don't you think it's odd that Ace fought Blackbeard, and then the past generation, Ace's father fought Blackbeard's father?
No, I don't think it's weird.
And then here comes Luffy's grandfather.
No, I don't think it's weird.
Yeah, they are 1,000,000,000%. Yeah, it's gonna be more than likely not to my tastes.
Yeah,
but
the people that want this type of are going to slurp it up.
We got to see what leads up to it, because we still don't know what Emu can do. The fact that
where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
The fact that Ace rocked up into the throne room with 5 Gorosei and Emu and walked out is bonkers when you think about it.
Who would win in a fight, Ukon or D-Roy? Ukon.
Who the is D-Roy?
They said it was the person that got one shot by Rukia. But
oh my goodness,
yeah, Ukon's
what a terrible design. I don't even remember you, and Rukia is my favorite character.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, he wasn't trying.
Have you read the Shinobi Undercover manga?
I've read 20 chapters, I think.
Black Clover Boys for your boy.
Love it.
Really?
I love it.
Beautiful.
It is so f***ing good. It is exactly what I want with my super duper strong muff. Of just make him super duper strong, that's fine. Give him something. And he does not like talking or interacting with people at all. He will do whatever he can to avoid that.
What games are you playing? You should go first.
Borderlands 4? Borderlands 4. They have weekly raids and hey, go over here and get this good gun and farm this thing. So right now I'm in art mode, so I can't do that other than my weekly stuff. But I have a lot of missions that I need to do. I've only done one character and there's 3 other ones, and really only 2 of them I'm interested in. So who knows, maybe I'll just whoosh over there.
Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, the sequel to the Shadowverse game that I played more than any game in potentially history. I think I clocked something like 3,000 hours in that thing. And Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is already in the hundreds of hours. House of Necrosis, it is a roguelike card game where you are basically a house. And your heart is at the center of the house, and everyday humans enter it. If they get to your heart, it damages you. So you have to build rooms, and you have to play cards to kill them or drive them insane before they reach your heart. Your health never regenerates, except certain milestones, like 7 days. You get healed 2 beats of your heart and that type of thing. Super fun game. that's only if you're into those types of card games that are like a Slay the Spire, that type of stuff. Balatro is eternal. I recently, for some reason, really wanted to play Singularity again, so I bought Singularity and I'm in the middle of playing that. Look Outside would be my game of the year if not for Expedition 33, cause my god, what an amazing game. It's basically a dude wakes up to something going on outside. He doesn't know what's going on outside, but if you look outside the curtains, you will die or turn into a monster. And so he's going through his apartment complex with a bunch of people that have looked outside that have turned into monsters.
Yeah, I'd be that first wave.
So,
no government gonna tell me not to look at.
So you can look at the laptop and it's just like, don't look outside, people. And mom's just like, I'm gonna look outside, and they look outside.
Like, let me look outside through this mirror. I got it. I got you.
Telescope.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody has a telescope and they looked outside.
That'd be exactly like, all right, let me close my good eye.
And you can look outside in the telescope and it will suck you into the telescope and kill you.
No, I'd be the first wave, I'm telling you.
Have you guys played any Souls games?
I have tried Bloodborne. It's just not my thing. I'm gonna get into Lies of P because the DLC looked interesting. Overture. So yeah, Look Outside. It's been amazing. I'm replaying Hades so I can start playing Hades 2. Tape to Tape is an arcade hockey game roguelike where you go through the world trying to build up your team with special abilities and just trying to save hockey from the big evil twins. I think, Esports Godfather, even though I'm not really into Dota and League of Legends, I really like Esports Godfather. Yes. Nitrogen Omega is basically a turn-based mech anime, and it's really fun.
You say an anime.
What?
You say an anime.
Yeah. It's anime aesthetics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there's also another game, I can't remember what it is. It feels very much like Toriyama, where it's turn-based and you fight with words. So you might beat somebody that gives you kick, and then you gotta add adjective like super fire kick. And that's how you do your moves. Playing that as well. I think that's everything I'm playing right now. BG, Transformers Skybound comic. That's not a question. I have not read it. I gotta read Black Clover and do this Ruby stuff. Ask me once your request month. Ask me in the month of December. Top 5 sports manga or anime. Ippo.
Bamboo Blade.
Slam Dunk. I'll throw an Ice Shield at 3. Only because I don't think I've consumed a lot.
I read anything else?
No. Tsubasa at 3. Ice Shield at 4. I might throw that figure skating manga that got canceled up in there.
Sure.
Love that manga.
If checkers and chess can be considered a sports,
I would. Recreational sport.
Then I'm going Yu-Gi-Oh! That can be considered a sport.
Princess Tutu? Ballet?
I've never watched that anime.
I thought you did.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was where the start of. Did you watch that? No. How did you make an A and V like that?
Yeah. You'd think it'd be hard. BG, have you been enjoying the recent Aruma chapters? It's nice to see the siblings of the Misfits in the second year. I have, except the wrong person went with him.
That sounds like the wrong person went with him. I guess what happened there.
What do you think of the Egghead arc in anime? I'm waiting until it's completely done, and then I'm going to watch it through one pace.
I'm waiting for it to be completely done, and then I'm going to watch the dub.
Opinions of JJK Modulo, and the sequel of Jujutsu Kaisen, looks horrible.
Skimmed the first chapter, and I have not heard anybody talk about it since. it might as well be canceled. Ain't nobody talking about that.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. I thought it was like a
Whoa.
in the spring of 2026.
Oh, that is out.
That's crazy.
That is out.
Opinions on One Piece YouTubers. I think they're fine for the most part, mostly harmless. I think people like Grand Line reviews.
9 chapters.
I think people like Grand Line reviews tend to be not explaining enough. Other people that are just kind of hype beasts, they're gonna do what they do. The theories are fun if you like engaging with the theories.
Says, they just want Gojo and Sukuna back.
Of course.
And you will have it.
Favorite Mario game, 2D or 3D?
The original Mario RPG.
7 stars. Probably Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah, let's go with the RPG.
Has anyone watched /read Twin Star Exorcist? I just started watching it and I'm liking it so far. It's a way better version of Demon Slayer. I feel like that was one of those things that was getting edited a lot that I always meant to but never did. Or am I thinking of like Black Rock Shooter or something like that? I have not, but I will someday. Who do you think is the dumbest villain in Ace Attorney? Look, every time...
I was about to make a really bad joke.
Every time I think bad in Ace Attorney, the only thing I think of is Big Top Circus because I hated it so much. But it'd probably be one of those first timey ones, like Phoenix Wright, the girl that that played Phoenix Wright or something like that. Like she liked him or something, that type of thing. Favorite to least favorite Resident Evil game. Ooh, that would probably be homework because there's a lot of them. I'll give you my top 2 and my bottom 2 for now. Bottom 2, Operation Raccoon City, and it was something called, I think, like Dead Aim. Terrible. Top 2, the original Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. Those are my favorites.
I don't get the answer because I've only played 4 fully.
You played 2 fully.
I didn't beat the last half because it was scary.
I could have sworn you beat it. Did you just watch me play it?
Don't you remember there was a part where either birds were coming through a window or a dog was? And I was like, you do it because I'm scared.
I remember that part.
And I was just like, no, I can't finish this because I'm scared. I think I told you I finished it. And then you were like, what'd you think of this part? I was like, yeah, it's good. It's good.
So maybe that's why I thought you finished it, because you told me you did as a kid, but you were a lying second.
Yeah. Just like in Ubers and shit, like, what do you think of the... Oh. And I just lie.
I feel like I remember you fighting Nemesis on the train. Maybe it was Dad that did it then. That's crazy.
I don't think so.
You didn't play all of Resident Evil 5 because we were doing a playthrough of that. We should do a playthrough of that. So didn't do Resident Evil 6.
I didn't do any of them other than 4. And I think I played 4 on the PlayStation and then on the Wii. And that was it. And they also had a mobile one that I tried to play, but it sucked.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What's one thing you like about Elbeth? Mine is Bonnie hanging out with Lilith.
Reunion with Robin and Soul.
Yeah. Legitimately. Robin is just my heart.
And Summers. I love Summers so much. He's such a piece of shit.
DA, would you take Cat in the Hat movie over Cats?
No. Well, Cat in the Hat movie has some funny parts, but no.
What about the new Cat in the Hat movie?
I've heard nothing about it. I don't even know if it's out and when it's coming out, whatever. It's not. It doesn't have all the hits like My Cats 2019.
Sure. Any topics you would like to cover for Revisited but haven't because you haven't found videos for topics such as a game or an anime? There's nobody talking about, and there's not enough people talking about Fire Force. There's not enough people talking about I'm forgetting the name of it. We just did it for the Council manga. We wish we could have did it longer. Tokyo Revenger Man.
Astro.
There's not enough people talking about Astro Royale. There's not enough people doing different things in Demon Slayer, honestly.
Infinity Castle.
There's honestly not enough people talking about My Hero. But as far something like the Lion King and Mulan, like dissenting opinions on those would be
that'd be real good. Because I was just listening to Confused Matthew one.
I say, dude, it's so good.
That was a bad
something like the Tales of series. I would like to go through that. I would like to go through some of the Atelier stuff where people like the Rises and all that stuff, and I hate the open world ones. I really like the time management of the originals. There's so many out there that I would really love to dive deep. Comey! I would love some mobs talking about a Comey. But speaking of, thoughts of the Tales of series. This is a DA thing.
Tales of Graces is the best and my favorite. I recently replayed that with the remake. It still holds up. Back in the day, I played Zillia and Zillia 2. I played through half of Zillia getting the story, and then I stopped and went, I don't care about the story anymore, and then I just started skipping it because I like the fight scene. Same thing with Zillia 2. I recently tried to go back to Zillia and Zillia 2 with the same mindset of just skip and then just play the game, and because I like the fighting. The fighting does not hold up. I do not like it. It is not good. And it's not. I'm not even like it's not as good as Zillia, which I think is amazing. It's just not good.
Graces.
Did you
ever try
Zestiria? I played.
Zestiria?
Zestiria is, I think that had a better fighting system, and I stayed for the whole story. I think that was good. Basiria is, I would put under Graces as the number 2. It had probably a better story than Graces. Not as good characters. And not as good fighting, but
Symphonia
still very good. I played Vesperia. I would put that under Basiria, and those are the ones that I've played.
I could have sworn you played New Dawn. Tales of Symphonia, New Dawn. Blonde dude. At the end, you got to decide if you're gonna.
Lloyd? No, I've never played this.
No,
game.
not Lloyd. The second one. Symphonia 2, New Dawn.
Why would I play New Dawn?
Because we had it for Wii.
I don't even see that in. Because there's Symphonia. Did you make up a game?
No, New Dawn is a thing. Dawn of the New World.
Go up. Oh, that's not what you said. First off, second off, the New Dawn.
Yeah, okay, that was my mistake.
Second off, as you can see, the wiki just don't have that. Yeah. I don't know where it went, but no.
Yeah, Tales of Symphonia.
No,
Dawn of the New World.
I did not play that. I don't recognize these mobs at all.
Okay. Arise. You never played Arise, the newest one?
I meant to. Got it downloaded.
All right. Thoughts on Emu now? Same as before.
Same. Need to see some stuff.
Yep.
The fact that he couldn't take out Sabo is really getting me because Sabo's a super popular character. And you have 5 Muv, all of the Gorosei, including that one dude that took out like all of the pacifistas in one swipe and went through the entire island, and none of them do anything to Sabo. I have a real big problem with that. Not just because I don't like Sabo, but because this is a dude that recognized, hey, you saw me sitting on that throne. You seeing some things you shouldn't see. I'm going to hit you with a little arrow. And you guys transform and aura farm, and then he gets to run away. No. It just doesn't make sense.
Are you gonna watch Pluribus? It's made by the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. The main character is Rhea Seehorn, the actress who played Kim Wexler. Yes, I already have it downloaded. I'm not gonna watch it today because I have somewhere to be tonight, but it'll probably be watched at some point this weekend.
I ain't watched Breaking Bad.
That's crazy to me. What group would you rather be in, the Black Bulls or the Straw Hats?
Black Bulls largely you can just sit in your room and just not really bother anybody.
Yeah.
As opposed to Straw Hats, you go and get pushed into something.
And you're out on sea for weeks. No, thank you. Well, give me the Black Bulls. Have you guys played the Mario and Luigi series? If you like Mario RPG for the SNES, then you'll probably like it. You can start with the first one on the Game Boy Advance, and that is easy to legally obtain. Yes, I have played that one. I have played Bowser's Inside Story, I think it was called. I think those are the
only
two
one I played was Brothers in Time.
I have not played Brothers in Time.
And I like that.
Hey, what is your opinion on the Dragon Gods in 100-Year Quest, at least what you've seen?
It's a very nuanced take that a lot of people aren't going to agree with. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that it's too controversial to share right now, and therefore I will not do so. I don't remember that crap. I read 30 pages 4 years ago.
Would you consider Jinbei a good character if he weren't a Straw Hat? No, that's why I don't like him as a Straw Hat, because he's not a good character.
Yeah, even back when it was like sharing the blood stuff, he was just like, this is just some dude. I'd put him on the same level as like, what's the big bull dude in Drum Island?
Dobble or Duvall or something like that.
Yeah. I'd put him on the same level of just like, this is just a dude here and he's just here. And even in Marineford, he was just some dude, just honorable dude. There was never anything that got him where I'm like, yes, I like him now. And he had a lot of chances and a lot of time.
You gonna start Itchy the Witch at all, or have you already?
Got it downloaded.
What is your opinion on the God's Night being a fuse? Frauds?
Oh, God's Knights in One Piece being frauds. People are saying they're not strong enough.
Who cares?
Rocks, again, I'm not going to take him one-shotting Garland as any kind of Garland sucks, because that's Rocks. Who have we seen fight God Knights? We have Gabon, who has a way to harm them. We've seen Rocks fight them. That's it. So,
this strong enough thing means literal nothing to me. Never have, never will. A thing, Buggy's a warlord. I mean, not a warlord, but a thing, Yonko. It means nothing to me if he's strong enough to be one or not.
There's always asterisk in the power scaling community now, because it's just like, there's always has been, but like Admiral tier. When people say Admiral tier, they usually mean the 3 original admirals. But even then, it's just like, well,
because Green Bull got done up.
Green Bull and Fujitora are weaker than the previous generation. So when people say Admiral tier, they're talking about that. When people say Yonko tier, it's always asterisk Buggy, asterisk Blackbeard, because Blackbeard was worried about Hancock turning them to stone when strong enough hockey can overcome devil fruit abilities like Law and turn into a woman. So if he has strong enough hockey, he can overcome that. But seemingly he doesn't, because he fears that and Rayleigh just rocking up. Being when Rayleigh can sense that Blackbeard is of this level, Blackbeard could not sense that Rayleigh is of this level. So Blackbeard's hockey is not up to snuff yet. And that's why it's an asterisk when you say Yonko tier, because you're talking about Big Mom Kaido, Shanks, and Whitebeard. That is DA's power scaling.
BG, thoughts on Nico, Fang, and Ichiko versus Uma language fight? I am always a fan of those types of language things where you're limited in your words you can speak, or you have to begin something with the previous last letter, and it's the entirety of I love that fight, and it's probably my favorite fight of those types of people. The Calamities, or whatever they were called. I forget what they were called. the rules. I have seen people think Fujitora beats the God Knights. And this will be the last one.
Again, we haven't seen, because there was a big 2-page spread when it was just like the Rocks Fires, the Gods Knights, the Marines. There were like 5 Gods Knights that we haven't seen anything from. There was a woman. There was that big one that could shoot a beam from her mouth. Yeah, and they were cut in half by Whitebeard, but that's Whitebeard. So you can't be like, oh man, they're super weak because they got killed by the strongest person, somebody who will inherit the title of the strongest man in the world. Like, this dude is super weak. It's like, well, are you... It doesn't make too much sense to be like they're super weak when we haven't seen them do too much to label them as super weak.
Thoughts on the Ice Age movies? I have never seen a single one.
I seen one of them in an auditorium in one of those, like, hey, teachers ain't show up.
And what did you think of it?
I don't... What?
And we're out of here. Yep, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Regular Revisited this week. We might start uploading Thursday instead of Friday because we're going to start recording on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. Asterisk. Life things going on. You know the rules. You know what it goes. Like, we're bums, so on and so forth. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Stop coming to these.
Stop coming to these.
Bleach is not that good.
That's fine.
What is it? Oh yeah, Grand Line. Get out of here.
I'm gonna start reading the Dark Tournament. That's
the Dark Tournament. You are gonna start reading the Dark Tournament.
I already read it. The anime was better.